What's good, everybody? What's going on? It's Stephen Qualls II, aka Mr. Qualified. It's your boy, and we're back with another episode of the Wright Quality Podcast. I don't know what terrible news Miguel has just gotten.
No, not
No,
terrible news. Just a call came in right when the pod started.
oh, of course, per usual. But friends, co-hosts, we are here. Remind those who don't know and remind those who are new who you are,
Ashley Wright, the first.
Ganger.
Responding to a text. Hello. Uh, Miguel. Yeah, sorry.
No. It's fine. It's fine, bro.
It's been a week. I was getting, oh my God, I felt like the mayor of Milwaukee.
You what?
The mayor of Milwaukee. I was feeling like the mayor of Milwaukee.
You did what?
I was feeling like the mayor of Milwaukee. What?
Oh, okay. You were feeling like the mayor of Milwaukee.
What do you think? What do you
I
think?
don't. I don't know. I don't know. I won't be repeating it. I just didn't hear feeling. Leave it at that. Anyway, moving forward.
See, no, yeah, no, it's terrible. It's bad.
Moving forward. But no, we kind of touched on it last pod, but we can dive into it for sure. This episode, the W. We have not talked in depth about the W this season. But obviously the main storyline that I'm sure we've all seen a lot of is obviously Caitlin Clark's rookie season. Obviously there are a lot of other major storylines. Asia Wilson's having a great season. Angel Reese in her rookie season is also having a really good season. Other players have stood out, as well. The Olympic roster was announced, and that obviously was a thing. So there's been a lot of things going on. But in general, we can just start with thoughts on the W this season. How much have we been watching? That might be more of a question for me and Gail. I know, Ashley, you've been tapped in already, but just kind of general thoughts on how much we've been watching the W this season and what we think of just how much media coverage is even getting now, given, how things have been since Caitlin got drafted, essentially.
Yeah, no, well-deserved media coverage, but it's just what the media is covering that's kind of, I guess, an issue. Like you said, Asia's having a really good season. A lot of eyes have been on the Sky and Angel, which, as they should be. I think she just broke a record today for 10 consecutive double-doubles in a single season, so that's awesome. Obviously, cameras following Caitlin Clark. So I like the attention that it's getting. I just don't like how some of the narratives are being spun, but I guess that comes with the territory.
Which narratives?
I don't like the whole,
They're touching her.
yeah, veterans are out to get her. Exactly. I don't like it. Right. Like, don't breathe too hard around her. Like,
Bro. So yeah, she can take a couple tough hits. Like it's fine. I don't think that she
oh,
even minds either. So it's like just let them play, let them bark at each other. Like I remember when oh my God, it was like week 2. She got like hip checked, like before she even got the ball. I'm like, yes, like probably not necessary. Cool. But like people were acting like she got shot. They were like, did you see this? Do you see how they're treating my lady? Just like,
That is
oh, look at
crazy.
who? Like, relax.
hmm
Got it.
Like, it's to the point where Doris Burke has to say it during the finals. Like, if that were Caitlin Clark, we wouldn't hear the end of it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, for real, you're not lying.
Yeah, no, it's bad. And so even to the vet point, because obviously she just had a quote. I think this is from a day or two ago, from at least time of recording, but saying that she hadn't really received advice from vets yet this season. And I believe it. I believe it because here's the thing. There are a lot of players in the W, it seems, from media coverage and from the stories out there. It does seem like there are a lot of players who are jealous. There are a lot of players who don't like the attention that Caitlin is getting, and we can get into the weeds of that all day, right? But I think at the end of the day, this idea that players might be upset that there is more media coverage and people are caring more about the league because of Caitlin, while I can understand how frustrating that might be, it is an inevitable reality. I don't know how else to talk about or to speak toward her popularity coinciding with the rise in media coverage and the rise in the attention being paid to the WNBA. Does that make it okay, given that there have been plenty of players beforehand that have been worth watching? Yes, like absolutely. Prime example, right? I didn't realize this until I was talking to one of my homies, and he brought this up because we were talking about the W. But have you all looked at Aja Wilson's career stats by chance?
Career.
Not as a whole.
I bet
So
they're super good. I bet they're pretty much like
let's
30.
just let's just look at the regular accomplishments, right? Let's just look at the what they got on Wikipedia.
Mhm.
She's a two-time WNBA champion. She's a
Mhm.
WNBA Finals MVP, two-time MVP, two-time DPOY, five-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, All Rookie Team, three-time All First Team, one-time Second Team, two-time All Defensive First Team, one-time Second Team for All Defense, three-time block leader, and she has been playing for 6 years.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's perspective.
You know what kind of resume that is? And so I was talking to my homie and I was like, and we were just both talking about how crazy of a resume is, and he was like, nobody cares. And I said, that's crazy. He was like, nobody cares that she has that great of a resume. Like nobody, you say that, and when people hear it and put it into perspective, it's like, oh wow, like yeah, she's up there. And it's like, but
I mean,
no,
imagine Maya Moore doesn't become a criminal defense lawyer.
you know, no, I'm saying, but when you bring Maya
Still
Moore,
resume is stupid.
no, he made a great point.
That's a great point.
He said
But
Maya Moore got bored. No, he said Maya Moore got bored. He said, because we were talking about the league, and he was talking about how he's like, the reason why he feels like the league isn't prospering is let me make the point full circle. And talking about how and Caitlin's effect on the league now and how the W as a league could be benefiting more if there was a little bit more if there was more embrace of just the league growing as opposed to the opposition of maybe why it's growing right now and because of who, it would just make the league better in general moving forward. And then when Maya Moore came up, he said, you talking about somebody who like just chose not to play, like got bored with playing because the league is boring. Outside of your 5 to 10 players who are great, the rest of the league, the majority of it is below what one might consider to be your average player, average skill set, whatever the case may be, right? And I think another part of it is the women's game it looks different, right? So in that regard, it's already, for lack of a better phrase, it could be harder to watch for some people. Like I think even for basketball fans, because of the way it's played a little bit, sometimes it can be a bit, I don't want to say boring, but I think it just be a little bit more difficult to watch because sometimes it just doesn't flow as well for whatever the reason might be.
They run full sets.
That's
I mean, like they have set plays. Like they'll look at their coach and they'll actually like follow a play. Like I don't know. I feel like people there's a lot of run and gun now. We got TikTok basketball brains where it's like
very true.
I see them go up and down and get shots up when it's like they're looking at mismatches. They're setting they're setting screens to get mismatches to get someone on a back cut to eventually get something like 20 seconds later. Like I feel like we don't basketball for like that's old Timmy D Spurs basketball. Like that was like even then they were like this is a lot.
But even then, prime example, right? You gotta think. So if you watch Aja Wilson play, right? Like I could watch Aja Wilson play all day, right? Could watch a Chelsea Gray play all day, right? Could watch a Stewie play all day, right? There are certain players that the way they play is not the problem. Prime example. I know this has been a point of controversy for some time. Love Angel Reese, right? Don't got no problem with Angel Reese, me personally. The way her game looks, sometimes.
Is she getting the Giannis treatment?
Kind of. A little bit.
She works hard but she knows her role. She's a star in her
role. Does know her role, right?
So
I say that to say that in regard to what can make the game difficult to get into for your average fan, right? There are people, if you've been tapped in with the W already, and if you are a Hoops fan, this conversation is pretty irrelevant to you. But for the new audience that's coming in, I think this is one of their obstacles. But to that point, a lot of people enjoy watching Caitlin play because one, her style of play is different. Like the way she plays, we've gotten so used to seeing people shoot 30 footers regularly, call it the step effect, whatever you want to call it. The closest we might have had was like Sabrina, but nobody has been playing the way that Caitlin has. So I don't think it's, for me, I don't think it's so much that it's just Caitlin. And even if you want to make it a race thing, I don't think that it's just because this white girl came and can hoop and that's what everybody is following. I think her style of play is very entertaining. And I think a lot of people want to see that style of play more. And I think that is where there might be this obstacle for people getting into the W. But kind of given all that we just touched on there, what other ways do you feel like the W could benefit more from this surge in interest? Yeah.
Take a couple more games off their paywall. I know
Mhm.
I know it's needed because, like, you got to make money somehow. But I mean, like, I'm trying to watch the Fever game today, and it's behind a paywall, and I'm like, damn, like that's granted, there's an incentive for me to buy it. That's like, Tarasi, Copper, and Griner versus Caitlin Clark and company. Like Aaliyah Boston. It's nice. It's nice that they have those names and like, but I feel like that there's at least more leeway for people to watch NBA games where all those stars are playing. Like they'll have like, those games highlighted. Like it's a Sunday night. And like we can make a Sunday night basketball for the W during the summer. Like I'm not trying to watch all baseball. It's about to be like the All-Star game. Like, give me the home run derby and let me go home. But like I want to watch some hoops. So it's like give me my content. Like I get it. Make your bread, but I just went on the illegal streaming service today. Don't get me.
Mm.
How about don't get me? Wait, Ashley, what is the
Lock me up, throw away the key. But I needed to watch my hoops. Sorry.
no, it's okay.
What's what?
What is the Commissioner's Cup?
So that's kind of like the in-season tournament.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Has that always been a thing? That's been a thing already?
It's recent as of maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Okay.
So not always, but it's fairly new.
Okay. Okay, cool. Because I was watching highlights and they had brought up the Commissioner's Cup and I saw something about it either last weekend or a few days ago. And I was like, what is the Commissioner's Cup? What is
Yep. Just
that?
like the in-season tournament.
They were talking about having a few days off for the teams and stuff like that. This was before I think the Aces versus the Sky game, which whenever that might have been Thursday. But yeah, so but yeah, and I think it's gonna take time. And Gail, what's going on?
I thought I froze. I was standing so still. I swore I froze.
But
that's why I had to give a little.
right.
My fault.
I think we all know that it's going to take time, right? But I'm wondering, and granted, there's a lot of other things at play for the W to really benefit. But I think Caitlin's I've like her entering the league, her talent, yes, but also what she brings in terms of popularity and who's following her. I think we will see that in the coming years. When Paige comes out, I think she'll be. Even if Paige doesn't become a star in the WNBA, I definitely think she'll come in and immediately find a role. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost.
Yeah.
But I think she'll do good things. And I know we got to wait a long time before Juju comes, but at the end of the day, I think the talent level in general is increasing. So I think we'll start to see that translate into the W more. But I want more for the league so bad just because I don't necessarily expect it to compete with the NBA, but I do think that it could have its own threshold to either meet or go past that it just feels like it's not meeting right now. And I'm not 100% sure if that's more on the consumers, if that's more on the league, if that's more on the players, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't know I don't think the players, and especially this season more specifically, I don't think that they're responds to everything, given the narratives, and I don't necessarily think that their approach to the season and to Caitlyn is as detrimental as my homie was saying. But I do I wonder what the relationship is between that and ultimately how the game and the league can grow. Because I think if there was more of an embrace for Kayla, and it's not to say that she's supposed to get a pass, like whether it's rookie hazing or whatever, the case may be. I don't think that that's something that you exclude her from. But like you said, Ashley, some of the narratives and some of the storylines that have taken precedent, since the season has started, just feels like it's counterproductive to what I think a lot of people saw as the potential for this season with the league. So in that sense, it's a bit disheartening, but I mean, I guess it's a long road ahead anyway. So got to go through the bumps in the road. Excuse me. But yeah. Any other W thoughts or any other things that should be brought up? I know there's probably a lot that I didn't bring up or didn't mention, but are there any other storylines, players, stats, whatever? Oh, I guess we could also talk about the Olympic selection as
Right. Yeah. No, that's gonna be a great team. It
thoughts
is.
about Caitlyn not making it. Do y'all feel like she should have made it for one reason or another?
I think if anyone was deserving, it was Enrique. But I think inside word was that, it was her choice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did hear that she removed her name because
Is she on the Nigerian team? I'm sorry, because why?
No. Also from the Nigerian team, she said no.
oh,
Oh,
that's
I believe this is all hearsay, but from what I heard, it was for a wedding, for her wedding, I believe.
okay.
oh, okay. Well, then
Not that. Oh, I hope that's not. We may have to redact, but
I
I
was gonna
hope
say, is that
not.
happening that quick? I didn't think that was happening that quick.
I I have sources. But they shall not be named. You know. But yeah,
Fair,
congrats.
fair enough.
Hey,
Valid.
if I'm right, hey,
No, she did. Well, she did.
MBSPN.
She removed her name from the US for sure. But I heard that it was partially because she kind of knew the direction they wanted to go for the team, and it didn't seem like, not that she wouldn't get a fair shot, but just maybe she kind of just got the feeling that she might not have been selected. I mean, I definitely asked my best friend what she thought about it and if Caitlyn should have made it or if Enrique should have made it. And we were going through the players, and she was saying, no, like based on the team construction, like I wouldn't say that anybody was snubbed based on the team they seemed they were trying to build. Like obviously Tarashi gets the OG bid, as they say. But I think it is like that. I I feel like if Caitlyn had made the team, it wouldn't have been surprising to anybody. I think that obviously there's uproar on her not making it because it's her. But I don't know. I think it's interesting because if she was to make the team, right? And when they do leave for the Olympics, because that is in the middle of their season, correct? So
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe it was a matter of feeling like they didn't want the league to take a hit in that period where the Olympic team is gone if Caitlyn is not playing in the league because she's in the Olympics. I mean, that's a double-sided coin because you can also have more people tapping into the Olympics too. But I don't know. It's just a theory.
My theory: they're trying to set her up with a chip her rookie year.
A chip?
Create the narrative that she's the greatest player that's ever existed. Comes in a rookie year, somehow, some way, they make a miraculous midseason push. Somehow. Then, they get into the playoffs. Aaliyah Boston becomes prime KG. All is ready. And then boom. Caitlin Clark, series MVP against name your team. Because they're all going to be in the Olympics.
The sky.
Hey,
Wait,
throw.
are they going to the playoffs of the Olympics?
No. But I'm just, hey.
Wait a minute.
Great story. Great story. That's one of them like Pixar stories. There's no real plot behind it, but like it'll get there eventually. But yeah, W's gonna be fine. Throw Juju on the Sky. No, throw Paige on the Sky and throw Juju on the Fever, and I think we're all fine.
When?
I don't know. Whenever they get drafted.
Hopefully the
Or
Fever.
Juju on the Mystics. They need help.
Hopefully the Fever don't still have first round picks by the time Juju. Well, the first pick, I'll just say sorry. Hopefully
Yeah.
they still don't have the first pick by the time Juju comes out.
True.
Also, they need to change that rule. They need to change that rule for women. I don't know who needs to be called, but they should at least be able to come out after their sophomore year if they can't come out after their freshman year. They don't make no sense. Them having to go all 4 years don't make no sense. Don't make no sense to me. I don't understand that.
Well, no, it's not all four. Charlie Collier came out as a
Three.
junior. Yeah, it's
so it is 3. Okay, so that's what I thought. But so again, me and my homie was arguing about this. I thought it was 3, right?
Mhm.
But a lot of them tend to stay for their 4th year.
Yeah.
But okay, so he made a point about this too. Because the W doesn't have the security, right, financially, that the NBA does, right? I think they want players to be either closer to obtaining that degree or to be older. So when they come to the league, in the scenario that something happens, they don't stay in the league long, whatever the case may be, they not 19, 20 out here, kind of lost or confused on what to do afterwards. And I hadn't thought about it from that perspective, which I guess, yeah, sure. I still don't know how I feel given that I don't think a lot of these 19 and 20-year-old dudes who are coming out are ready for the money that they get in and are ready for what happens if they don't stay in the league. But, digress from that point. But that was interesting as well. But I don't know. I would love to see where the W is in 5 years. I would love to see that. I think it's going to take some time for us to kind of see the fruits of what we think we're seeing now. But I think in due time it'll be there for sure.